All right, how's it going, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about how to build a passive income selling your music into media projects on AudioJungle. So this presentation is mostly for career-focused music composers and producers. So let's just jump right in. So what we're going to cover in this presentation is what is AudioJungle? Who is it for? My personal results with it and the results that you can expect. The pros and cons of selling your music on AudioJungle, how you can start doing this literally as soon as this video is over, and my tips for long-term success. So here's why I'm making this video. So as someone who used to chase fans and make no money from it, this simple strategy actually changed my life more than anything else I ever did with my music. So I've seen this strategy work firsthand, and I've seen it work for many other music makers. So if you're making great music, this information could actually make a real impact in your life and in your music career. And I just think that's freaking awesome that I can be the one who just kind of shows you this. I've showed a lot of people this, and they usually react very positively, so I just decided to make a video about it. And I don't see too much information out there about this from people who are actually doing really well with it, so I decided to show you what I've learned. So let's just jump right in. What is AudioJungle? So AudioJungle is a music library, and you know what? I'm actually going to close this real quick. This is AudioJungle. This is the website right here. I'm on it right here, audiojungle.net. You can just go right there and check it out yourself. But let's jump right back in. What is AudioJungle? So AudioJungle is a music library, and a music library is simply a company that sells music licenses to people who are working on media projects. So often these people are video producers, advertising companies, video game designers, podcast makers, filmmakers, or YouTubers. And I do want you to be aware that AudioJungle is not the only music library by a long shot. There's tons of them, but it just happens to be a really, really big one and one that's easy to get started with. So that's why I'm talking about it. So by selling your music with AudioJungle, you are allowing it to go into a marketplace where countless amounts of content producers can buy it and use it in their projects. So this isn't like fans. This is a big thing. They're not buying your music to listen to it. They're buying the rights to use your music in a project that they're working on. So that's different, and it's way cooler in my opinion. It also means that they have to buy it. Not like your fans, which, as you know, and you've probably been struggling with, they can just go stream your music for free anywhere, whether it's on YouTube or SoundCloud or Spotify or Apple Music, right? You're getting paid very little, but this is different. They have to purchase your music. So this means that you get more money per sale, typically between $20 and $500. It's not always that. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but that's the average that we see. So instead of you getting $1 or a fraction of a cent for a stream, you're getting much, much more than that. It also means that your music gets heard around the world inside these projects, and your music is really making a positive impact on your customers. So it's a real win-win. So who is AudioJungle for? Really, AudioJungle is for anyone who is composing or producing really great music that fits a commercial standard, and if you want to earn an income directly from your music and see it used in projects around the world. If that fits you, AudioJungle is made for you. So who is AudioJungle not for? So if you're new to making music, you're just dabbling with it right now, you're not sure if you want to do it seriously, or if you can't make music yet that fits a commercial standard, maybe you're only 1 or 2 years in. By year 3, I do think you could be close to getting ready for this, depending on how serious you took it. But if you're in your first or second year, you're probably not ready for this. So yeah, if you fit that, you're probably not ready for AudioJungle yet. So what do I mean by commercial standard? So does your music fit a style or genre? Does it sound great? If it does, then you're probably a great fit for this. For example, if you make rock or pop or hip hop, corporate, cinematic, trailer, electronic, and funk, all of those do quite well. But if you're making something really experimental, or your music simply isn't produced and mixed to a high enough standard, you're probably not ready for this. It really is, again, for things that kind of fill a certain mold a little bit. You can, of course, do it in your own way, but it should sound really good and feel reminiscent of something that already exists in some way. So what kind of results can you expect? So I can't really honestly say what you might see. I don't know you, and this is different for everybody. But realistically, I think it's safe to say that if you apply yourself to this, you really make music, you take it seriously, and you don't just quit quickly and you just keep making music for this, you can expect to start building a portfolio of great music that media producers want to buy. And you begin building an income from this. And even if it's not from AudioJungle, by applying yourself to AudioJungle and doing this for it, you can then take that portfolio of music that you're making and bring bring it elsewhere. A little bit more advanced right now. Let's just focus on AudioJungle right now, but I want you to know that that's not the end of the game here. So if you do apply yourself, you can really expect to build a career. I think is the big goal here, is to build a career from your music. So personally, here's my success, and I do want you to also work with a music partner. We've done this together, but let's go right in. So here's my account. I'm just going to go into my earnings right here. And we have generated since February 2015 when we joined this, just AudioJungle. Again, this isn't the only library we work with, but it is the biggest one we work with. We've generated over $175,000 directly from our music just on AudioJungle. So if you look down, this shows just this month so far, we've made $862 from United States, $483 from the Republic of Korea. Right now, we've made $2,448.89 this month so far. If I go into statements, I can scroll down. Let me actually just do it from the sales. Oops, let's see. Let's do, what is it? Which one is it? Oops. Oh, I see what I did here. I got to set this to, let's just do the last 60 days of sales. There we go. As you can see, just look at the dates here. Just notice how many sales generally come in every single day. We usually have at least a handful. But there is a sale literally every single day. And as I scroll down, notice, as I said before, between 20 and 500, here's 16, 20, 20, 23, 49, blah, 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 23, 23, 23, 49. Let's go to the next page. 2020, 23, 493. That was a bigger one. As I said, they pop up there. 49, 23, 23, 49, 23, yada, yada. I can keep doing this for a very long time. I can just keep going, and the sales are going to keep being here every single day. As you scroll down, notice a lot on the 16th of May. Look at that, several there. It's just going to keep going. So AudioJungle has truly been something that changed my life. I truly mean that, me and my partner's life, my music partner's life. It actually, I was trying to sell to fans before this, and I was struggling so hard. And really, by just making this one little shift and working with AudioJungle and music libraries in general, my whole life changed. I mean that so sincerely. So let's just jump back in. I just want to show you a little bit of my results, so you know that I can talk a little bit about this stuff. So let's talk about now the pros of AudioJungle. So AudioJungle is easy to start. You can submit one track at a time and slowly build on it. And I do want to give you a little bit of understanding here that with a lot of other libraries you might work with, they actually usually make you submit big collections at a time. So maybe 5, 10, or 15 tracks at a time, usually all of a certain quality. With AudioJungle, you can just start one at a time and just keep building. And that's why I usually recommend it to start, because it's so easy to get your feet wet in this world doing this and start actually seeing income very quickly if you're making good music, without needing to kind of go through this whole process of putting together a collection and kind of submitting one by one to other libraries. You can just hop right in here. So it's really great for that. You get instant sale notifications, and you get monthly payouts. That's freaking awesome. I honestly, it's a little bit of an addiction sometimes, because I know I'm actually in my AudioJungle account throughout the day, usually just kind of refreshing just to see when the sales come in, and it's always fun, especially when a bigger one comes in. You just see that number jump. It's just a lot of fun. So this is a great place to test your music and learn about which of your tracks actually sell well, right? So you can write more tracks like that, right? Because this really is about you providing a service with your music, right? You're serving the world with it, these media creators. So if one of your tracks tends to do really, really well, you'll actually see that, and then you can make more music just like that, and chances are that one will probably do pretty well too. Another pro is that you control your own profile. So I'll just give you a really quick example here. If I go to profile, this is our profile, and we made all this. We made these collections here. People can click on through and get to more of our music. So we actually control this page. A lot of other libraries don't really give you that ability to put a personality a little bit into your profile. So I like that you can actually control it a little bit there. Let's go. And then you instantly, the last pro here is that you instantly access a massive marketplace of content producers who specifically are already looking to buy music for their projects. So you're not really having to sell anyone anything. They're already looking to buy your music. So you just need to show up here. So let's go over the cons of AudioJungle. So the cons is that it's really competitive. No sugarcoating it. This is a very competitive marketplace. I mean, due to that it's easy to start. It's very competitive because of that. It also can be hard to get in if you're new to this world, if you've never really written music for this, or again, if you're not quite at that stage where you're making commercial music. But also, if you are a little bit better, or you are somebody who's up for that challenge, this is a good thing too, because it keeps out some people who maybe would just kind of be your competition. And it's also, again, a great test of your music to see if your style and your quality is actually ready. So look at that difficulty to kind of get songs in a little bit in the beginning as a pro, actually, to just because once you're in, you're good enough. You can do this, even if it's not with AudioJungle. If you get in, it's a great sign. Also, another con is that there's no real one-on-one support or connection with them. So really, you're mostly on your own here. But if you're somebody who is really self-driven and a go-getter, and you just want to keep writing your music and putting it in, that's really not a big deal. Although with other libraries, you can get one-on-one support. That's always very nice. With AudioJungle, it being the beast that it is here, you don't get that. But again, I think a lot of times the pros just outweigh that. It's just a balance, right? And lastly, the income comes mostly up front with very little on the back end, which if we skew it again towards some other library types, some of those might give you no income up front or very little and almost all of it on the back end. AudioJungle is the reverse of that. You get almost all the income up front with very little on the back end. Again, just a balance, a little bit of a different way of doing it. So after you see those pros and cons, you're probably left, should you do this? That's what you're thinking. So here's what I think you should ask yourself. Do you want to earn income from your music? Are you making music seriously, right? Do you actually want it to be a career, or are you just a hobbyist? If you're a hobbyist, just be honest with yourself. It's okay. Music's an amazing thing to do. And if you're a hobbyist, you don't have to do this. But if you're really serious, you want this to be a career, if you say yes to this, then this is a good hint for you. And are you prepared to work hard and know that you're building towards something that might not pay off right away, but eventually it might be one of the best choices you ever made as you start seeing your music used in media all over the world and you're paid for it. That's truly my story about this. So if you said yes to all of this, it's no question. There's no question in my mind. You need to start doing this immediately. This is made for you. You got to jump in. Don't kick yourself. Make this happen, because I don't know how else to say it. I guess it motivates me talking about this stuff just because I know what a difference it can make. So I get all hyped up about it. But if you said yes to this world is made for you. So let's talk about how you can start today. So I'm just going to go back here to AudioJungle. I'm going to go to the front page. So when you get to audiojungle.net, this is the page that you're going to find. So what you're going to do is click this button that says Start Selling. And you're going to make an account. It's going to ask you a few questions. It's going to make sure that you're doing original, great music. You're going to go through, yada, yada. You're just going to fill it out. It's a basic form. I think you can handle it. It's really nothing too complicated. Just answer the questions honestly. Then once you have an account, you're going to go to this drop down here once you're signed in. This is my account, but you'll have your own, of course. And go down to Upload. Click that. And under Category, select Music, because you're going to be submitting, I assume, a song. So you'd select Music, and then click Next. Now, you'd have to fill out this whole page here. It's a little bit of information, and the first time you do it, I won't lie, the first time you do it, it's annoying, but once you've done it enough times like I have, it just becomes second nature. It takes you seconds. I now fill this out in seconds, honestly. Well, just like a minute or two, maybe not seconds. But you get the gist. This gets very easy once you've done it a few times. But it's too much for me to cover all this in just this one video here. So why I'm bringing this up is I want you right here on the right side. This right here, if you click the upload instructions, this is going to tell you everything you need to know. So take your time, read through all of this. It's going to tell you absolutely everything that you need. If you do have other questions, reach out to me somehow. I must have my information around this video somewhere, or if you click through it, reach out to me. Just ask me. I'm trying to help the best I can. But this right here, again, if you click on the upload instructions link here, this will tell you all that you need. So just make sure you take your time and go through this, and then upload your first track. And then you should now, your track will then be in the review queue. You should hear within anywhere between 5 to 15 days usually if your track got in. And I suggest during that time, man, just keep writing more music or submit some more. That's what's awesome about this. So that's really it. It's really as simple as that to start. I didn't want to overcomplicate it. I want to keep this as simple as possible so that you actually do this. So now let's talk about how to see long-term success. So I of course want to be upfront and make sure this is very clear. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I think that's clear, but I just have to say that again, right? You're turning your music into a product for others to use here. That's what this is. So some of your tracks might do amazing. Some of them might not. Also, sometimes the tracks that you think will do amazing are the ones that don't, and the ones that you think might not do amazing are the ones that do. It's happened many times for us. So just don't get too attached emotionally to your music. Just realize that if it does or doesn't sell, it doesn't mean anything necessarily about you or the quality of what you're making. It just didn't hit at that time, and that's okay. So don't get too emotionally attached. Instead, just keep going. It might take time to see success. Second thing I suggest is to use AudioJungle as a jumping off point. I talked a little bit about this already, but I talk about AudioJungle first, again, because it's just really easy to start here, and it can actually result in sales quite quickly if you're writing the right kind of music. So, but it's far from the only game in town. As I've said, there are many other libraries, and once you start building your portfolio of music here, you can actually start bringing that to other libraries and seeing who else might want to work with you. For example, maybe you have 20 tracks in AudioJungle and only 5 of them are doing amazing. Well, you can maybe take those 15 tracks that you've built, now put together a collection of those and start shopping to other libraries. I think this is a really smart way to do it. And lastly, well, not lastly, actually, the third thing here is study what works, right? Don't just kind of go in assuming that whatever you're writing is just going to be the greatest thing ever. Maybe it is, but I wouldn't do that. You need to take your time and study here. Bring the top sellers from AudioJungle into your DAW. Learn from them. Study the keywords and the titles. Notice how emotion-driven this world is and model that, right? Let me just show you. If I actually go to Music Popular Items, this is the current top-selling tracks. Let's look at the titles here. Let's look at how emotionally driven they are. Energetic, upbeat, pop, uplifting, inspiring. Emotional, motivation, inspiring, cinematic. Upbeat and inspiring, corporate. Inspiring technology background. Summer, upbeat, dance pop. Notice how emotion driven this is. That's because when you think about it, your customers, they usually don't know much about music. They're just looking for the right song for their project. And many times they're like, oh, I need something upbeat. Oh, I need something inspiring, or I need something driving or energetic or a sad or emotional. And they're searching by keywords. They're searching by emotions. So there's a reason why these types of titles do well. So you should seek to model that in yourself and listen to those songs that I just had on. Take your time, listen through them, study them. That's the key to success here. Another really kind of small tip I have that actually was a really great thing when I discovered this, and I recommend to all my students, is start watching videos when you're writing your music, right? I know that a lot of times you can get stuck in your own head, but if you start watching videos while you're composing, it's going to really give you context, and it's going to help you realize what emotion your music is really bringing to the table here. It's going to really help you because a lot of times, right, I'll be writing a song and all of a sudden I'll realize, oh man, like this is too busy. I don't even need this lead. And if I didn't put it to a video, I would never realize that, right? Because simplicity is really key with this music. You have to be simple. And I think that simplicity is one of the hardest things potentially to do sometimes. So don't knock it, right? I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. But anyway, I think watching videos is a really great way to help you keep it simple because it shows you when you're being too busy and it shows you more about what you're writing. So getting better at this and getting better at music that when you put a song on, you're just like, wow, that's really helping it. That means you're probably going to make more sales. And the last thing, which is 5, I have 4 here, but hey, this is 5, is to get a mentor, right? The best way to learn anything is usually to get a mentor at it. So get a mentor to help you learn how to actually do all this, how to write music that sells, how to answer the questions that do pop up, and to keep you accountable to your own success. And so that just brings me to this last thing here, that if you would like me to mentor you, you can sign up for that. Just reach out to me at musiclicensinglessons.com. You and I will set up a free strategy call. We'll talk about you and your music. I'll actually take a listen to it. I'll actually talk to you about your music. And if I think I can help, I'll talk to you about what working together would look like. Basically, what I do in these lessons is I show you how to write music that actually works for AudioJungle and for music licensing and libraries in general. I'll show you how to think about your music so you can build a career from it by licensing it through these libraries. But really the biggest reason I do this, besides the fact that I really enjoy this and I really love helping just change the lives of my fellow musicians, is that you just won't have to figure this out alone anymore, right? This is a really confusing world, I won't lie. This took years to really figure out, and it's hard to do it alone. By all means, it's not impossible. If you're a real go-getter, by all means, go make this happen now. This is why I made this presentation for you. Go do this. But if you are somebody who wants extra guidance, you won't be doing it alone. You'll have my guidance. And I do just want you to know that some of the students I have worked with have gotten sales within weeks of working with me. So I'm very proud of that and very happy of that, because of course my success is your success. But I do want you to I do want to make this note that I only work with very serious music makers, those ones who are usually already close to or making music that would do well, because you're the ones who I can really help the most by just being like, hey dude or girl, just do this, right? Just tweak it a little bit here, just do this, and we can really get you going really quickly. And I only work with a few people at a time, because this is one-on-one, right? This is personal, and I've got to run my own business too, so I don't have time to take on everyone. So I try and keep my time open as much as I can, but if I'm full, I may have a waiting list for you to join. But anyway, that's really it. So I wish you the best of luck. If you're a go-getter, go get it. Real. This opportunity is here right now. Go attack it. Go put your music in. Go make it happen. And if you do want a little extra help, come visit me, musiclicensinglessons.com, schedule that strategy session. You and I will talk about your music. I'll see if I can help you. And if I can't help you, I'll be honest. I'll say, hey, I don't think you're ready for this, or maybe go to these other resources. Anyway, that's my video. I really sincerely hope this helped you, and I wish you all the best, and maybe I'll talk to you soon.